on, vinyl community? Welcome to another video with the Record Spinner. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a vinyl haul I acquired recently of some archival Rolling Stones live releases. The Stones are notorious for releasing tons of archival live releases from various points of their 60-plus year career, and even though I love the group and think it's great that they're honoring their legacy this way, it's hard to keep track of them as they come out. However, if a sweet deal comes across the horizon, it's the common case of right price, right time, or in this case, a deal almost too good to be true since I snagged each of these releases for roughly $30 a piece, some of which average per hundreds on Discogs. There is a bit to discuss, so enough of the chit chat, let's jump into what this video is all about. If you follow this channel or any of my social media profiles, you're probably aware of the Kiss Vinyl extravaganza that I hosted on Whatnot recently. And if you're not familiar with the platform, Whatnot is an app that allows sellers around the world to host live stream auctions, and there are tons of sellers on there that sell vinyl records. One of the more notable sellers on the platform is VC Vinyl, who are notorious for running new vinyl pressings for as low as $5 to $10. For buyers on the hunt for a deal, it's the bargain of a lifetime. There is some speculation as to how these specific titles are being auctioned off for such low prices. One theory is that pressing plants are allowing presses to run more than what record labels are allocating for, thus the surplus is being dealt by pressing plant employees for pennies to the dollar. Or VC Vinyl is simply buying large bulks of overstock from retailers for essentially nothing and are able to make a profit easily by selling off these LPs for as low as $10 a piece. Of course, this isn't the case with everything that they offer, since they'll auction off box sets for anywhere between $25 to $30 or higher, or releases by notable artists for prices around that range. Inventory comes and goes in waves, since they'll auction off most of the same titles for months on end until a fresh assortment is supplied. But it wasn't until recently that they started to auction off some Rolling Stones titles. Now, since typical recent Rolling Stones archival live releases are 3 LPs and average around $50 to $65 retail, which is fair in today's market, the idea of going lower than those prices is certainly appealing. And when I saw VC Vinyl was auctioning off some Stones releases, some of which I had my eye on and was aware of for some time, it was the case of right price, right time. However, I didn't suspect I'd be getting a little mini haul of these releases, but here we are. So let's dive into what I got my hands on. The first ones that I'm going to focus on are from the Vault series, a series that more or less jump-started the archival Stones craze back in 2014, but at the same time has been superseded by more or less other titles that have been standardized in their standard catalog. Nonetheless, this series was represented in a number of different configurations, such as CD, DVD, Blu-ray, and obviously vinyl. And the first one I'm going to show is one of the titles that fetches for a bit of value, and that is LA Forum Live in 1975. This show was, you guessed it, from the Forum in Los Angeles, California on July 12, 1975, during the band's Tour of the Americas 75 tour, which in fact was guitarist Ron Wood's first tour with the band, replacing previous guitarist Mick Taylor. For the mere price I paid of $30, this is the ultimate bang for the buck, with 3 LPs, a triple gatefold jacket, and custom designed printed inner sleeves for each record, along with a DVD of the show placed within a pocket inside the jacket. As for the show itself, while it sounds solid, watching it on the accompanying DVD is a sight for the eyes, with the Stones' lotus-shaped stage that opened with a variety of props such as a trapeze rope where Mick would swing into the front rows and an inflatable phallus. There were both black and blue vinyl pressings available with no indicator as to which pressing was what, and currently both fetch around $100 on Discogs. It wasn't until I cracked the seal and investigated the vinyl to find out that it was indeed the blue vinyl variant. The next of the From the Vault releases is Live in Leeds 1982. This show was from Roundhay Park in Leeds, England on July 25th, 1982, during the group's European tour that year, which was their last tour for 7 years. The setlist does have a lot of emphasis on the Tattoo You album from 1981, which they were touring in support of, as well as a host of other tracks from their varied discography. The show does bear some resemblance to another show/release release released as part of this series from the Hampton Coliseum in 1981, with the exception of a few tracks swapped out. These anomalies aren't too huge, but if you're a Stones diehard, then I suppose it makes sense to own the two. Live in Leeds 1982 comes packaged similarly to the LA Forum release, with a triple gatefold jacket, printed inner sleeves for each of the records, a DVD wallet inside of the jacket, and heavyweight black vinyl. While this release isn't so much of a goldmine for value, since Discogs averages are around $50 to $60, it still holds up for being a solid live document of the Stones at their commercial peak. The last of the From the Vault releases is No Security San Jose 99. This show was from the San Jose Arena in, you guessed it, San Jose, California on April 19th, 1999 during the No Security Tour. This particular tour marked a contrast to the football stadiums they performed at during their previous tour in support of the Bridges to Babylon album, with some crowds itching towards 100,000 attendees. With a new live album to tour in support of, recorded from the Bridges to Babylon tour, the band made a conscious effort to play in smaller indoor venues with capacities less than 20,000 and less stage effects to allow for an experience that focused more so on the band and the music. When one thinks of the Rolling Stones live, they're quick to think of the large-scale extravaganzas they typically hold in football stadiums, so this live document is a real treat to see and hear the Stones in a more stripped-down setting. That's even considering that they still came out on a small B stage in the middle of the arena from this tour. The packaging of No Security San Jose 99 kind of cheaps out compared to the other releases I showed. It's a 3 LP set, each coming with their own printed inners, but why package it in a standard gatefold jacket and put 2 records into one pocket? Plus, with the exception of the DVD of the show, which is available when paired with the CD version, is a bit of a letdown. To make up for it, though, the US edition of this release only came pressed on colored vinyl, with each of the LPs being pressed respectively on yellow, black, and red vinyl. Now that we got the From the Vault releases out of the way, the rest of these are standard releases, and the next one up is Some Girls Live in Texas 78. This show was from the Will Rogers Memorial Center in Fort Worth, Texas on July 18th, 1978 during the Some Girls tour. And a move similar to what they did with the previously mentioned No Security tour, the Stones offered a more stripped down stage presence for their American tour of 1978, perhaps this time to combat with the emerging punk scene and wanting to stray from offering a grandiose stage production. The show itself is very enjoyable, with a heavy offering of material from Some Girls, particularly the hits and highlights Beast of Burden, Miss You, and Shattered, along with other classics. The fact that the show was shot on 16mm film does make this one of the more enticing Stones shows to watch, and it is a real treat that it's included on DVD as part of this package. Even though this is a double LP, it comes packaged in a triple gatefold jacket with a pocket holding the DVD. It's not as visually stimulating with live shots donning the jacket, and the basic white inner sleeves housing the records is a small letdown, but honestly, the inclusion of the DVD and its respective quality makes up the deficit. Last but not least is Voodoo Lounge Uncut. This show was from Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami, Florida on November 25th, 1994 during the Voodoo Lounge tour. This show was both broadcasted via pay-per-view and released via home video as Voodoo Lounge Live, but only including 17 of the 27 tracks performed, so this presents the full show in its entirety. It's a small letdown that while the show is best known for being released on video, that the inclusion of a DVD in this package is entirely missed. This show is also quite special due to the special guests the Stones had. Whoopi Goldberg was the MC for the evening, Sheryl Crow came out to sing Live With Me, Robert Cray came out for a cover of Stop Breaking Down, and Bo Diddley came on for a rendition of his own Who Do You Love. So there is a bit of variety to make the show stand out from the others that I've shown. It's packaged similarly to the San Jose release by stuffing 3 LPs, each in custom printed inners, into a standard gatefold jacket, all which adorn some great live shots of the band. With all things considered, it still is a solid live package. So there you guys go. That is my vinyl haul of Rolling Stones archival live releases. If you're on Whatnot, are you going to be seeking these out for yourself? If so, consider signing up using my referral link so you can get $15 off your first purchase. Or if you have these releases, What are your thoughts on them? Please drop a comment down below. I'd love to know. And if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead, give it a like, and subscribe to the channel. See you guys in the next video, and most importantly, keep the records spinning.